The yoga coach, with another exciting 30-minute yoga practice. And today we're focusing on forgiveness for the month of January. Forgiveness, I think, opens up the fourth chakra, our heart chakra. And when our heart chakra is open, we are more resolved to forgive others and ourselves, or it's a little bit easier. So let's do a practice today that really opens up the heart chakra. So we'll do some really big chest openers today. Get ready for that. But this idea of forgiveness is allowing ourselves to overlook mistakes and to let go of resentment. Have you ever harbored an ill will towards somebody because they've done something to you that you feel is not been in your best interest, or has been rude or annoying and thoughtless act that someone else has done? Perhaps they've made a mistake, but by holding on to that resentment and that mistake, we're unable to move forward. So let's take a deep breath and place your hand on your heart, right hand and left hand, and just breathe. And bring this opportunity to create a clean slate. And I'd like you to hold that person in your mind's eye, the person that you have maybe resentment towards. It might even be yourself today. And know that they are doing the best they can in this world, given their circumstance and their life. And what you can do is overlook their mistake and allow the chance for them to have a second chance. This frees us from the needless pain of realizing that hurt over and over again. It doesn't make a wrong choice right, but it brings the generosity of spirit to be able to release it. So remembering that we're not making a wrong right here. We're just allowing the opportunity for someone to have a second chance, even if that someone is us. The oil I'm going to use today is lavender. Other good oils, if you have them: marjoram, peppermint. I got my little tiny bottle of lavender. And you can place it on the neck, or just right here at the heart chakra, on the heart. Eucalyptus is another good one. So marjoram, peppermint, lavender. We're going to start our practice. That smells good. In child's pose. So come onto your knees and press back, hands forward, hips to the heels, forehead to the floor, and take 10 deep breaths. Keep your forehead on the floor and keep breathing. I want you to expand on the inhale. Expand into new beginnings. Transform that guilt into resolve to do better. So instead of guilting yourself into something, Just a second chance, a resolve, and a chance to do better. And then come up onto your hands and knees, rounding the back. And then move it into an inhale, extending the back. Exhale, contract, rounding the spine. Inhale, full extension, lifting the heart towards the side wall, and then tailbone back. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. See if you can let go of some of the tension in the shoulder. Release. Come to a neutral spine. Take your right hand, thread it through your left knee and shoulder. And you're going to lower yourself down gently, coming onto the side of the shoulder, tips of the fingers. Get a nice twist. 5 deep breaths here. This is called threading the needle. It's an awesome way to release tension in the back. It's also a great way to ignite the digestive juices. And if you're cleansing, this will be a great posture to assist in cleansing. And roll to the forehead, come out gently. Back onto your hands and knees. Let's realign the spine by walking the hands forward, hip side into puppy pose. And then come back onto your hands and knees. Neutral spine. Take the left arm, place it through the right hand and knee, roll onto your shoulder and the side of the head. Hold here for 5 breaths. Now if you feel comfortable lifting your top arm, you can bring it all the way around to your back pocket. Here. Or here, and just get that nice twist. Unwind, support with the top hand. Press into the mat. Roll back up onto your hands and knees. And again, just a little cat-cow. Right into a downward facing dog. So you'll lift the hips, press through the fingertips, downward facing dog. Step the right leg forward. Between the hands. If it's not all the way forward, just take a hand and help it gently. Low lunge. Bring the back knee gently to the floor. Hands to the thigh, lift up. If you need extra padding under your knee, be sure and use a blanket or a block, or just double up your mat to create some extra padding there on the knee. Stick the left arm up. Good. Plant both hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Second side, left leg coming through. So if you're only getting halfway, just coax it forward. Bring the back knee to the floor. Hands to the thigh. Stretch the right arm up. So So there's a tendency to really crease this front hip. I want you to lift up out of it by hugging close your front heel and your back knee towards each other so you get some support. And then bring both hands to the floor. Step it back into a plank position. Bring the knees to the floor and then lift the navel to the spine. Inhale. Exhale, let the hips come through. And then come into a low cobra, lowering yourself down. Release to the forehead to the floor. Press back into downward facing dog. You're going to walk the hands back to your feet. So you're in a forward fold. It's nice to have blocks here. Okay, if your fingertips aren't touching the floor, or you're really tight in the hamstring, bend your knees a little bit. Use the blocks. Pop up on your fingertips or pop the blocks up. You can go really high with this. Bring your hips right over the heels. And then straighten the legs. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Walk your hands forward, back into downward facing dog. Raise the right leg high to the sky. Inhale. Step all the way through low lunge. Back knee to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, knees together. Lift the navel to the spine. And then exhale, roll. Keep the shoulders over the wrists, so don't let them come forward this way. I want you to pull them back. Lower down, bending the elbows to a low cobra, and then back into a downward facing dog. Step the left leg forward, back knee gently to the floor, hands on the thigh for support, or if you'd like to raise them up. And exhale, both hands down. This time we're going to lift the back knee and then step forward, pushing off. And coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Dropping the forehead towards your feet. Good, and then bend the knees and gently roll up one vertebra at a time. Stretch the arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees a little bit, step back with the right leg. Bringing the knee to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Bring the knees together. Inhale, navel to spine. Exhale, let the hips drop. Shoulders are going to stay steady. Roll them back as you come all the way down. Stay out of your low back here, belly firm. And then back into downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward. Back knee to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor. And this time lifting the hips, press off, and step the feet together, forward fold. Inhale, all the way to standing. And hands to your heart center. So you can step back, point your right leg forward. So we're going to step back with the left leg, coming into a warrior one. So you're squaring the hips and the shoulders to the side wall, reaching up. A little balance action here. And then take it into warrior two. So you'll bring the feet at direct 90-degree angles with each other. Warrior two, right arm rotated up. Let's take it into reverse warrior. And don't worry about doing things perfectly. The fun of yoga is practicing the chance to start new every day, a new slate, forgiving ourselves for what we've done. You know, if our bodies aren't in the shape that we want, to let that go without resentment and just work on the present moment right here. We have a second chance. Close your eyes in extended right angle and just feel the blessings that come from this posture. The openness through the side body, the strength of the legs. Press down and lift back into warrior two. Straighten the front leg and let's take trikonasana. So a hip shift, hands come to the shin. You could use a block right here if you'd like. Make sure you're not bending forward to touch the floor, okay? To put pressure in your low back. Keep the spine in a direct alignment with the sacrum. So the tilt of the pelvis determines how far down you, to the floor you reach. So I'm just reaching just mid-shin here. Good, bring both hands to the floor. Step it back. We'll do our chaturanga series, our modified chaturanga. Knees on the floor. Inhale, navel to spine. Exhale, roll the hips forward, keep the shoulders peeling back. Come into full up dog, or you can come into a low cobra. The shoulders aren't here, we're pulling back. And then into downward facing dog. And we'll do the second side. So left leg steps forward, press the back heel to the floor. You're going to come into warrior one, open out into warrior two. So you'll see this from the back side this time. Deep bend in the front knee. Turn the palm open on the right side, or left side, sorry, and then drop the right arm to the floor, reversing the warrior. Keep the back leg firm and steady. And come back into warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Trikonasana. So you see there's a shift of the pelvis floor. Keep this leg firm, not in hyperextension, and don't hold the knee, hold the shin. Gaze at your top hand. And bring that right hand down to the floor. Bring both knees back. Our modified chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, hips forward. Up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, round it down and in. And we're going to come all the way up. Let's just bend the knees. Roll up slowly. And come to the middle of your mat. Just for a little balance. I like balance because it's challenging and it gives us a fresh perspective and a chance to start over and forgive ourselves. So let's bring the right foot into the inside of the left leg. So you're going to kind of sandwich those together, get a firm commitment into the floor with that standing leg. Another option is to place the foot on the inner shin. Okay, hands to your heart center. Bold and broad through the chest. Take 5 deep breaths here. If you'd like to extend to the ceiling with the arms, extend the branches, that's fine. And if you drop out of the posture, just come right back in, right? We're not resenting our bodies for doing that. We're just actually giving ourselves a second chance. Over and over again, we're going to reignite the passion for transformation through forgiveness. And let's take the other side. So the left foot comes to the upper inner thigh. You're going to sandwich those together, or the inner shin. Hands to your heart center. Pause. Vrikasana, or tree pose. check out some of those other earlier videos I've done. This one just is more of a challenging heart opener for you. Good, and then bring that leg to the floor. Then we're going to turn to the side, take the hands behind the base of the spine, and just reach the chest to the sky, making a half moon shape with the chest. And take the arch out of the low back by pulling the belly in, waistline back, and lift up into the chest. Really get some length here. Good. And then come back to center. Rest, see how that feels. Take the arms overhead. Exhale over to your right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And then we're going to take the hands behind the base of the spine again. This time interlace the fingers. Drop your thumbs to your sacrum and then pull the elbows together. Inhale, lift up the chest. And then you're going to take your pointer fingers and spin them towards the floor. Stand firm in your legs and pull the belly in strong. Okay, you want to stay out of your low back. And then release. Shake it out, notice how you feel. Take the arms overhead. Exhale with a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Make sure you're not dangling here. Use a block if necessary, okay? Keep your hands on something. And we'll step back into a plank pose. Bring the knees to the floor. Inhale. Lift the navel to the spine. Exhale. Drop the hips forward. And roll down into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then bring the knees to the floor. We're going to flip all the way down onto your back. So from here, we're going to roll down gently, lying onto your back. Draw the knees over the hip. Hands behind the base of the skull, interlace the fingers. And then you're going to pull the navel to the spine and lift the hips up off the floor. Take the shoulders and neck and head towards your knees. And then rest your head back into your hands. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Extend your left leg out. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow to left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Keep the breath slow and methodical. Exhale, don't try to speed it up. But try to keep your shoulder blades off the floor. Inhale. Yeah, that's difficult. Exhale. Full breath. Inhale. Hips up, knees up, chest up. Exhale. Inhale, center. Squeeze the knees. Exhale to the right. Last step. Inhale, back to center. Plug the low back into the mat. Exhale over to your left. Oh, inhale, back to center. And exhale, release the torso to the floor. Hug your knees in. And if your neck is strained, roll side to side. Bring your feet to the floor. And then you're going to lift the shoulders up and roll them underneath you. Arms at your side. Lift the hips for bridge. the chest towards the chin. Don't use the glutes so much as your inner thighs and pressing your feet down. And then gently lower back down to the floor. Awesome. Hug the knees into the chest. And take the knees directly over the hips again. Interlace the fingers with the head, neck, and shoulders. On your inhale, you're going to touch elbows to knee. And on your exhale, you're going to touch the toes to the floor. Keep the head lifted if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the low back to the mat. Don't let it come up. Inhale. Exhale. And if you need more, you can just extend the leg all the way out. Inhale. Exhale. Extend the opposite leg. Inhale. If that's too much, just touch the toes to the floor. If that's too much, keep the knees here. And exhale. Or you want more? Both legs. One more. And exhale. Good. Inhale. And release. Awesome. Hug the knees into the chest. Roll the head side to side. Flat the feet flat on the floor. Shoulder blades underneath. Pull the heels towards your hands. And get broad across the chest, another bridge. Okay, if your arms are struggling to reach each other and you're here, just keep your hands flat or palms up, either way. 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then lower down again. It's nice just to open the heart, let it pour into the throat. Chakra. Heart chakra, by the way, is a green. So I'm wearing green today. If you want to really open the heart chakra, wear some green today. Just take your right leg to the sky, clasp behind the hamstring, and then you're going to push the leg straight to the sky and pull back with the hands. If you want to extend the bottom leg, that's going to give you a nice hip flexor stretch. If you've got really tight hamstrings, you might be feeling it, so bend your bottom knee. Good, switch sides. Left leg straight up. Right knee is bent. And then add a little pressure of that leg pushing forward into the hands, hands pulling back. Get it straight and strong. And you could flex and point the foot. Oh, it does feel good. So we're going to end with a hip opener. Pull that knee in, cross the ankle over the thigh. And then you're going to reach with your left arm through to reach the right knee and pull it in. Keep the feet active. Release. Arms out, drop the knees over to your right. Bring it back to center. I'm going to switch floor, I might want a wall to put my foot up on. Okay, if you're pretty flexible, you won't need a wall. You can just reach through, clasp underneath the hamstring, gently draw it forward as you open that right hip. Breathe deep. Let that right hip open up. And just let go and release any resentment that's harboring in there. Loving what is, feeling that sensation. And gently place your left foot on the floor, arms out to the side, drop the knees over to your left. Look to the right. Come back to center, make your way into Shavasana. For those of you who do shoulder stand, have that in your practice, you might want to do a shoulder stand here. I'm going to take you directly into Shavasana, which is a corpse pose. If you're not familiar with it, now is the time to really get familiar with Shavasana. This is a deep meditation, relaxation, calming. So as you stay in this posture, I'm going to come to a seated position and talk you through some relaxation. So stay here. In that lying down position, and just allow yourself to really melt into the mat, fully and completely embracing the present moment. Release and relax. And as we face this month of transformation in January, sometimes we'll set resolutions and then we'll look back and say, well, I haven't, I've set that resolution before, it's never happened, and then we start to get down on ourselves. What I want you to do is just acknowledge your past mistakes and overlook them. And condoning it, not meaning that overlooking them makes them right, but just overlooking them in order to start fresh and anew. Give yourself a second chance, a third chance. Forgive yourself of past mistakes. Be open to that fresh new slate that is in front of us, our canvas. Transformation happens when we move from guilt and transform that into resolve and hope for a new beginning. May yours be ever bright and hopeful. Namaste.